my actual engagement with the informants.
Kung totoo yung sinasabi niya, baka nilalaro
What
ka
I
lang
can do,
niya.
sir, is try to get in touch with them again and maybe offer them this opportunity kung
Mr. Chair, pwede makasingit po. To General, nandun na rin lang po kayo, hindi niyo po naisipan na tanungin doon sa asset o yung pumunta sa inyo, nakaharap niyo na sino dito sa PDEA ang gumagawa ng ganong kabalastugan. Kasi sabi mo, sinabi sa inyo, yun ang kalakaran, maging sa kabila. And he or she was referring maybe to the PNP as you said. So doon na naman po nung sinabi niya, yung kalakaran eh. Okay, sige, yun pala ang kalakaran. Sino ang mga involved dito sa PDEA na gumagawa ng kalakaran na yan? Kasi hindi ko alam yan. Hindi ako papayag yan. You should have at least asked kung sino sa mga tauhan mo sa PDEA, present or previous na involved. You didn't ask that? That's a simple question. Ko po sa plenaryo ang mga hinaing ng mga mahihirap nating kababayan na walang kapangyarihan, walang kalaban-laban, at walang kilalang may impluensyang tao, kaya't di nakakalaban ng patas sa kamay ng ating batas. At naintindihan ko po, di naman ang pinanggagalingan ni Senator Bato de la Rosa tuwing pinagtatanggol niya ang ating mga kapulisan. Ako po ay nagkikisa sa kanya sa pagsabi na mas marami pa rin mabubuti ang hangarin sa ating mga kapulisan kaysa sa mga tiwaling pulis. Ilang beses na po silang tumulong sa akin para matulungan ang ating mga mahihirap na kababayan. And for that, I salute all our law enforcers. Unfortunately, I believe that we are all in agreement here today na madami pa din po tayong kailangang ayusin sa sistema natin, and to acknowledge that this is the biggest and hardest step that we have to make. Aminin po natin kung saan tayo nagkakamali. Kasi kung hindi tayo magbabago. During my privileged speech, I gave several suggestions regarding my concerns about the abuses of some of our law enforcers and unfair circumstances faced by the poor when it comes to law enforcement operations and criminal prosecutions. A, I propose that the quantum of evidence for the filing of criminal cases should be higher than mere probable cause para pag-isipang mabuti kung dapat ba isampa ang criminal case. Hindi yung kunting reklamo lang, kaso na agad. B, magkaroon ng batas laban sa pagpaplanta ng ebidensya. Sa ngayon, we only have laws against planting of firearms and ammunitions and drugs. Baka pwedeng isa batas na rin para sa lahat ng klaseng pagplanta ng ebidensya at taasan ang penalty nito upang matigil na itong kalakaran na ganito. Ibig kong po sabihin, kailangan din po, Mr. Chair, yung pagpaplanta ng mga baril, granada, mga patalim, isama na rin po doon. C, I fully support and will file my own bill regarding the body-worn camera for law enforcement operations. This will protect everyone, not just the people, but also our law enforcers. And finally, I'm filing a bill in line with the bill passed by Senator Gatchalian regarding the installation of CCTVs. But it is the installation of CCTV cameras in incarceration facilities, such as the detention facilities in our police prisons, the jails of the BJMP, and the prisons of our Bureau of Corrections. In the bill, I propose that there be CCTV systems in the common areas and in all entrance and exit points of these facilities. At idagdag ko din po na sa mga presinto ay may CCTV system sa perimeter at sa mga interrogation rooms. Dito po kasi nangyari ang mga kabalaghan, mga nabubugbog, at minsan nare-rape pa ng mga naaresto ng mga kapulisan. Nais ko pong marinig ang panig ng ating mga resource persons tungkol sa mga panukalang ito. And finally, I want to get to the bottom of this reward system for informants and assets that involve the reward of giving the actual drugs to them. Isang malaking kahangalan. Ito ang totoo po. Ang lumalabas nito, ang gobyerno pang nagiging pusher ng droga dahil sa pinamimigay ito sa mga asset na siyang involved din sa drug cartel. Kailangan maparusahan ang nakaisip nito, kung sino man ang genius na may isip nito. At lahat ng sumang-ayon na mga genius din sa ganitong kalakaran. Malaking bagay po ang mga asset sa law enforcement. Tanggap ko po yun. Pero kailangan ito po ay properly regulated. Sa totoo lang, base sa mga narinig kong itong mga asset na ito, ang nagiging dahilan din ng pag-aaway ng PNP at PDEA. Pag ang asset ng isa ay kalaban ng asset na kabila, naglalaglagan ang mga operatives ng PNP at PDEA. We've had very unfortunate incidents where our own people from PNP and PDEA on the opposite sides of shooting incidents and buy-bust operations. Nakakahiya po tuwing nangyayari ito. Paano magtitiwala ang mga tao sa atin kung ganito palagi ang nangyayari? Ang problema kasi sa mga asset at informants na inaalagaan ng ating mga law enforcers ay sila mismo ay mga kriminal din. Sila mismo ang nasa puso ng mga sindikato. And we allow our law enforcers to do business with these criminals through reward system. Ang nangyari, mismo ang ating mga law enforcers ang nagiging kriminal na din. How do we regulate this? How do we maintain the integrity of the PNP and PDEA? Paano natin ito masolusyonan? I hope to be able to get answers to these questions during this hearing. Mr. Chair, I expound on them and raise other concerns later. Thank you, Mr. Chair.
The proper context of this allegation. May we hear from you, sir? You have the floor
Yes, sir. Your
in that privileged speech. So we'll start with the 30%. We will hear from General Moro Lasso. Please give us the proper context of this allegation. May we hear from you, sir? You have the floor.
Yes, sir. Your Honor. May I respectfully be allowed to read my opening statement, Your Honor?
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. Senator Ronald M. De La Rosa, the chairperson of the Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs, sir. Distinguished Senator, members of the Senate Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs, fellow public servants, ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Before all else, the Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency is grateful for being afforded the opportunity to appear and be heard before the Senate Committee on Public Order and Dangerous Drugs. Today, we can find answers to many lingering questions on the alleged dreadful practice of drug recycling, including the presumed 30% cut on seized illegal drugs as a reward to informants in exchange for every referred anti-drug information, which I personally made public. I acted in good faith when I brought to light the reprehensible act of tipsters seeking confiscated drugs as a reward. But I have never imagined that my sincere intention will be misunderstood. I was only relaying my personal experience about my encounter with some of the informants. I want to make it clear that their proposals were rejected outright. The Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency wants to correct the erroneous impression that there is a PDEA policy involving the handing out of non-monetary incentives like recycled illicit drugs. To the best of my knowledge, it has never been a prevailing practice in the PDEA reward system. As regards the privileged speeches of Senator De La Rosa and Senator Tolfo, which mentioned about the arrest of PDEA agents in a drug sting in Taguig City, please be assured that we do not tolerate such activity and that we shall always be on the forefront in the apprehension and prosecution of violators of RA 9165. As we are surrounded by esteemed fact-finders and truth-seekers in this room, may this inquiry shed light on the matter and enable the Chamber to remedy any shortcomings found in aid of its legislative function. Lastly, we are expressing our full support on the passage of Senate Bills number 948 and 437, particularly the CCTV Act of 2022, as Section 7 thereof allows a person in authority, upon a written request, to use, view, and copy, among others, CCTV recordings. This will be a very helpful This will be very helpful in the investigation and prosecution of an offense punishable by RA 9165. We request everyone to continue supporting the National Anti-Drug Campaign, and please be assured that the PIDEA will keep on fulfilling its mandate to inform the country's anti-drugs laws. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Yung lumabas yung balita na yan, can you walk us through? Paano, yung encounter mo dyan sa informant na yan, paano nangyari at para maklaro sa body na ito, ano lumabas yung informasyon na yan? Please.
Yes, Your Honor. Being new in PIDEA, of course, we started trying to ask for informants to help us because ito naman sir talaga yung trabaho natin. We get information from the ASENs or informants or tipsters that we call them. And through a close friend of mine who is a retired PNP officer also, in-approach siya sir itong mga informants. Tapos nag-offer sila ng what they term as trabaho or a project. So ang offer nila is magtatrabaho sila, magbibigay sila ng trabaho sa PIDEA. And in exchange, ang sabi nila, ang kabayaran nila is 30% of the seized or confiscated drugs. So, in-explain sir nung contact natin, yung kaibigan ko sa kanila na I, as the PIDEA chief, will not tolerate yung giving as a reward a portion of the confiscated seized drugs. And they will only be entitled to what is allowed by law, to the monetary reward. Ang ni-requester nila ay since monetary reward nga, gusto nilang makuha yung assurance ko as the PIDEA chief na tatayuan ko yung monetary reward. I-deliver ko, in other words. So, I decided that harapin ko sila na kausapin para to give them the assurance na yung monetary reward will be given to them. And so nagkaharap-harap nga sir kami. And so yun, kwento nga nila na tinanong ko rin kasi kung bakit ganun. Sabi nila sir, yun daw ang kalakaran, to use their words, na pati rin daw sa kabila. So sinabi ko sa kanila, tinanong ko, what do you mean na pati sa kabila? So they were referring to the Philippine National Police. Of course, we were just across we were just along EDSA. So outright sir, sinabi ko sa kanila na no, I will not allow that. Sabi ko, you will only be entitled to your the monetary reward which is corresponding to your accomplishment. And my presence now, sinabi ko sa kanila, ako umarap ako sa inyo to give you the assurance na ibibigay namin sa inyo yung monetary reward. Kasi one reason also why I had to be present and to see them personally also sir is because nagkaroon sila ng may binanggit sila, they mentioned of one incident na hindi raw nakarating sa kanila kasi yung reward. Kaya through this close friend of mine, sinabi niya na kailangan harapin natin nga para magkaroon sila ng assurance na hindi sila tatablahin o talagang may bibigay sir yung reward. So that was it sir. It was a personal encounter, engagement with them, conversation, ganyan. That's where the 30% came out sir. So it happened only in my actual engagement with the informants.
Hindi mo siya tinanong sir kung pwede ba siyang maging whistleblower para gamitin natin siyang witness para kung totoo yung sabi niya baka nilalaro ka lang niya doon. Hindi dapat sinabi mo na gawin kita whistleblower, i-implicate mo lahat ng alam mo na ginagawa yung kalakaran na yan para magtino itong mga kasamahan natin na gumagawa ng ganyan. Hindi mo sinabi?
Your Honor, no. Unfortunately, hindi ko naisip yun because I was excited a bit for us to pag-usapan yung trabaho nga na ino-offer nila.
So, since, kumbaga, you stirred the hornet's nest, ano ba yan? Hornet's nest. Then, tuluyan muna na, I think it should be incumbent on your part, being the director of PDEA, to make things straight. Dapat, kunin mo na yun, gawin mong state witness para kasuhan natin yung mga involved dyan sa 30% na yan, because that is very unacceptable. Kontakin mo ulit yung tao na yun at panindigan mo yung sinabi mo para kasuhan natin yung mga involved. Dapat ganun ang ginawa mo. What can you say, sir?
Maybe what I can do, sir, is try to get in touch with them again and maybe offer this offer them this opportunity kung
Mr. Chair, pwede makasingit po.
Yeah.
Okay. Honorable Moro Virgilio Lazo, Director General, nandun na rin lang po kayo, hindi niyo po naisipan na tanungin doon